Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Rai here, and today I just wanted to cover a topic that really grinds my gears sometimes, and that's going to be K-pop and the whole K-pop fan base. Please do keep in mind this is not a targeted attack of any sort. It's not meant to offend anyone. I'm just trying to point out what annoys me about this fan base. If you're a K-pop fan, then I have no problem with you as long as you're not shoving that you love K-pop in my face constantly. And that brings me to my biggest point about how much I hate K-pop in the fan base. The fact that some people can't enjoy something without constantly expressing it on the internet, it's something that annoys me a lot. And that seems to happen a lot with the K-pop community. Everywhere you'll go, you'll see a ton of people from the BTS army or whatever they like to call it. They have their BTS profile pictures, their K-pop profile pictures, whatever. They don't seem to understand that the people that don't like K-pop, or the people that don't really care about K-pop, hate this. And it can get really annoying to some people like me. Some people really don't mind it and they just brush past it, but with how much I use the internet and how much I'm seeing these profile pictures, it gets more and more annoying as time goes on. I know what you may be thinking, and that's the fact that a profile picture, something as minuscule as that, can be annoying me. And I understand where you're coming from, but with how much I'm seeing it and how frequent it is, if I were to just go on Twitter, scroll down a couple like trending pages, I'll find something about K-pop. It's become so popular in the recent months, or even like year, it's gotten to a point where it can be #1 trending when something happens, which really, really gets me angry. If I'm trying to go on Twitter and see what's happening, and I'm seeing some K-pop shit, then it's gonna piss me off a lot. And as my best buddy Garfield once said, "John, accept it, it's a fact. K-pop isn't a music genre, it's a cultural sinkhole. You're actively worsening society as a whole with your degeneracy. Idolizing and worshipping generic, auto-tuned artists based on their identity instead of their musical talent harms the global music industry. Ever heard of an ugly Korean singer? I didn't think so, John. Your support of this industry propagates harmful beauty standards across impressionable youth worldwide, which leads to poor mental health and eating disorders. Do you want that, John? Didn't think so, asshole." Now, while Garfield might have been a bit harsh with the way he said it, I do agree with him on some points. A lot of members of K-pop groups are very idolized. Too idolized, if you ask me. The K-pop community seems to be very dedicated to these members, and that is why they set their profile pictures and such as the members of these groups. And these profile pictures are truthfully no joke to this community. I don't exactly have room to speak about music and K-pop profile pictures because I myself have a profile picture that's based off of music. So technically, I'm guilty and I'm a little bit hypocritical about speaking about this, but there is more about the K-pop community that angers me. One of the most aggravating things about the K-pop community is just how much they can't accept that people like other music genres. I've met some people in real life that listen to K-pop, and I've tried to explain to them that I don't like it, but they'll just try to force me to listen to it. And if you look at this screenshot right here, you can really see how aggressive they get when you say you don't like K-pop. I don't know if it's just me, but I think I deserve rights just because I don't like a music genre. I understand this isn't every K-pop fan that's saying this kind of stuff, but it still goes to show just how aggressive they can be when it comes to people not liking the genre that they listen to. And that kind of reminds me of a story, so I think it's time for a little bit of a story time interlude. So, it was about 2 months ago when I was just a child. I was on the bus, driving home, when all of a sudden I hear someone starting to blast K-pop. I'm a bit annoyed by this, so I politely ask them to turn the music down. And they calmly respond with, "No." So I get a little bit angry at this, and I walk up to them, and I ask them in a slightly more rude manner to turn it down. They still don't, and they begin to ask me why I was asking them to turn it down. So I tell them that I don't like the genre and I don't like the music. They then turn to their friend and begin discussing about how I hate the genre. They then start laughing at me and how I do not like the genre. This grinded my gears quite a bit, so instead I decided to go back to my seat and endure the horrible, horrible music that was playing. While this little mishap did spark a tiny fire within my heart for a burning hatred of K-pop, it didn't influence 100% of all that hate. The previous reasons and some other stuff even did fuel a little bit of it. But that does conclude this video about my hatred for K-pop. I apologize if you're a K-pop fan, and especially a very dedicated one, but just tone it down a bit and maybe people won't hate you as much. Sorry, not sorry.